Hey guys, welcome back to our wonderful republic. Hope you're having a great day. I've added another hospital over here, right in this side, and it's fully operational now as the ambulances are just now arriving to start their work shift, and they'll probably head out directly to get fuel first because our logistics hasn't brought fuel to this building yet. But right away then we're going to start getting to work here, hopefully improving our healthcare coverage just a little bit here. Lots of helicopters are at work now because we do have a good fuel supply, and we are filling up this train with a bunch of fuel too because these vehicles all the way down here are now out of fuel and they're not really doing their job anymore, so we need to bring fuel to them too. So I'm taking a little bit of a detour, or a little bit of a break, I guess, from filling this tank to temporarily get some fuel brought other places too. So we're going to tell them to unload here, and then this train is going to come back and unload the oil here as well. It's going to go to the border and buy the fuel. So we're going to go ahead and switch this on again. Like, actually, without that train being there, I think we actually do add fuel here, right? Because there's nothing over there to grab it. Yeah. So while that train is gone, we are filling this tank, and that's going to be great. I will touch a little bit on Zernovsky here. I have been tweaking this. It's not fully finished yet, but we do have a couple of things I have changed in this. I don't want to focus on traffic today, though, so I just want to show you that we do have some lines, but they're not gridlocked. Like, it moves, it just doesn't move very fast at the moment. I'm still trying to tweak things. Again, if I had to go back and do it over again, and I may still have to do this, I would scrap everything here, make a roundabout right there, and make a roundabout right here. But I'm trying to make do with what I've got because of that. And then any places we build in Zernovsky in the future, it's going to be out in this side anyway, so it's not going to be congested in there. And we'll do it right. Over here, this area, we'll definitely be doing this right. We're going to have a lot higher traffic capacity. We're going to be making intersections a lot more intelligently over here. But for the sake of it, I just want to start here at the hill, show you what we've got going on. The hospital is going to be doing some work for us. And then the sports dynamo is nearly completed. We have just a simple dirt road into here. These guys are going to be pretty much accessing it by the walking paths anyway. And then we also have the Kiev Independence Monument is going up here too. That'll be pretty fun. I kind of wish I didn't have this here, so that this thing just had like front and center and could shine without this kind of overshadowing it, you know, because it's like right back there. So you look over here and you're like, independence, and then you see the star and you're like, oh. Anyway, that's fine. So we have lots of different buildings here that are now completely occupied, or at least starting to get occupied. So lots of places for people to live, and that means we have a lot of workers over here too, which means the bus stop is pretty busy. And this is great though, because we have lots of these little green buses that are going around picking up people. They kind of show up. They usually show up right on time, but I'm watching this green bus here. Yep, here we go. So we've got 110. Looks like a lot of them are leaving, so just a little bit slow there getting in there. But this is a refinery stop, and that's good. We also have the manufacturing stop that's coming through here as well. As far as that goes, we're able to maintain workers in all of these places. We just don't have the oil. I also have a good amount of workers in the plastics factory too, as long as we can handle chemicals. Let's go down to maybe 35 workers here. I don't think I quite have the chemicals for that yet. We don't need very many explosives. We're only selling them, so we'll go down to 10 there. And as far as our supplies go, we're shipping things around, so it's a little bit slow there, but we're getting there. It's going to be a long process. What we have to do now is make sure that we are focused on getting oil into this area. So that's what I kind of want to do today. I want to focus on what we're going to do for oil here, okay? Got a fire extinguisher. That's good. Trash train doing what it does. If I take a look at our budget, looking pretty good last month. I did replace some vehicles, so it's about 83K there. And then as you can see, we are importing a lot of resources today too. Probably in electronics, because I have been buying electronics, and I want to say like every 3 or 4 months or so, we do this one train that goes to the border and just buys a ton of electronics, and then the supply gets dwindled down over time. Okay, what I'd like to focus on today, like I said before, is I want to get more oil in here. So we're going to go over to our fossil fuels pump jack, and I can place a pump jack down here on this side. It's pretty centered, so it should be all right. And we'll place it maybe like right here. 44, 45, 45 is fine. So we'll place one right there. And then we're going to need another one over here. Now, this one's a little more challenging because it's kind of going up on the hill. But what I'm hoping we could do is something like this. Right now, this stuff is also pretty difficult to flatten. But if we just move ever so slightly, I'm hoping we can see, much like I did over the other side. This isn't actually flattening, is it? I don't think this will flatten. I mean, is it working? If it is, it's working incredibly slowly, isn't it? Holy moly. This is going to take forever. This rock is hard to hit, though. It is definitely doing something to the rock, but this is going to be a process that takes a very long time. Which is fine, because like I've got a very long time, you know? Like I got excavators. My whole city's doing its own thing. So what's the point? You know, I got the player's responsibilities, if you will. My responsibilities are planning new things, not existing things. As long as I don't have to spend all my time fixing the things I've already planned out and built. So this is going to take a while to get that in there, but we're going to have at least this one going now, and I'm going to get helicopters on that right away so we can get that going. So what I want to see here in this little tiny area of oil, there's really hardly any oil here at all, but there's just enough, assuming I can utilize a little bit in this mountainside here. And there's also, it looks like another one we could put in right over here, which is pretty good. It's not great, but it's something, right? So we can put in like say a 54, 54 is good. I'm starting to get closer to this now, so it's going to overlap. So maybe we'll put it in, let's do like 54 right here. All right, so we have another one right there. We're going to take our dirt roads and bring them all the way out like this. Go this side, and we're just going to, maybe we'll just follow along the rail for a little while, and we'll get out to here. Something like that should be fine. That's going to take a very long time to get to. If there's any fires, it's pretty much the responsibility of helicopters to put them out. So let's grab our liquid pipes here. Underground, most likely. We could go overground. I don't think there's anything I'm really going to do in this area. I don't think, anyway. I think I'm all right to go above ground here. We'll go like this. It's going to have to go underground eventually, though, because I need to get a road over here, too. So this road's going to have to come down, cross maybe right there. So eventually it is going to go underground, but it's going to be kind of way over here, I guess. We'll go like this. This seems fine. And then we're going to want an underground pumping station, I think, here. Combine it. And let's see if we pop it in over here, whether or not that's close enough to actually get connected. So this above ground pipe, which looks pretty cool, I admit, we're going to have this lowered to underground about here. We'll go underground from this point, and we can hook it up. Cool. So that'll connect there, and then we'll have you come out this way. Now, how much further can I go is the question I have, because I want to maximize the distance so that I can maybe only have one pump. And I don't exactly know how far I can go. So let's see. So this underground pipe can go all the way out to... I was pretty damn close, man. Hell yeah, that was pretty much on the money. That's very good estimate there. About there, and then just one more time I'll remove that and start it again so I don't have anything above ground right there. Boom. So that's as far as that pipe can go, which is pretty dang good. Now the question is, can I get... I need to enter into here. So this is where my end is going to be on this pipe. So it needs to come all the way out to about here. So maybe we'll get a... It's like we're going to get a pump right about here for this. All right, so we'll have an underground pumping station be located here. Flatten this down a little bit. Seems good. All right, we're going to pull this pipe back a bit. There we go. And then we'll bring that right to there. All right, so that gets us into that tank, which enters all the oil into the system that we need. So now it's just a matter of getting these two pumps connected. And there's clearly going to be another pump in here. I don't really need any oil. I don't need an oil tank. There's just no way it's ever going to be useful for me to have another tank. I'm using this oil so fast, so I don't really care about that. So we're going to say, instead of... Maybe it's cheaper to make a tank. Never actually looked at that. 11 tons of steel. 31 tons of concrete, mechanical parts. And so it's 11 tons of steel. So that's actually cheaper. It's more concrete. But, I mean, concrete's nothing. Mechanical components versus 2.1 tons. I mean, that's not bad. Takes twice as many work days for the tank, though. And I kind of need it now. I think I'm gonna be fine with it to be just a regular old pumping station. I'm gonna be good with that. So we're gonna have an underground pumping station here. And we're gonna place this kind of in the middle somewhere and hope it works. So we'll go maybe right about here, I guess. Is that good enough? Looks good enough. I think it's good enough. It goes right into there. Okay. That's going to be our setup to getting oil to be expanded. It's only 2 extra pump jacks for now. We're going to get this third one connected too. But it's something, right? It's easier to build right here because of our proximity to the actual town than it is to build all of this way out here. So I need something done is basically what I'm saying. So we'll get our construction crews to start working on these things. We need our roads connected. So we'll do that too. And we'll just get our construction crews on this, making as much as possible. They didn't build this yet because there's no road connection there either. So this needs a road connection too. Can we go... No? Not gonna let me go on that side, eh? I can go this way. Why don't I just go like that instead? Seems better. Yeah, I think we'll do that instead. So I want to get this going too so I can start hooking up the wind farm and providing that supplemental power. Speaking of the wind farm, I have now 6 of these done. They are done. I didn't know if they were going to finish by the time I recorded. There's my 6. Okay. 6 wind turbines right here. And so now we just need to get our transformer in. It can be anywhere. And I think I'm going to just place it right here. It's a close spot. We're not going to use this area. If I do make that other road, though, that would be in the way, wouldn't it? Perhaps I can fit it here instead. This would be better. This is a better spot. It's not going to be in the way later. So we'll place it there. And then let's have this little tiny road. I can really connect it on both sides, can't I? There's no point in connecting it there, though. I'll get rid of that. It's fine. I don't need him coming in and messing with my vibe thing, man. All right here. My Zen thing. That's what it is. My Zen thing, man. All right. So that gets done, and then we'll end up having all of these connected. We need the weakest wires. We don't need anything stronger than the weakest underground wires. And then we're going to go having... Now, why don't I see you? You already connected to something? Oh, you are. Above ground. Oh, right. This one is providing power to this. Well, that's going to change later anyway. So we'll end up redirecting this one to be plugged in, let's say... Let's plug it in there. Or we can go under... Why don't we go under here? We'll say you go underneath the pipe. Okay, and then you will connect there. That doesn't look like it's flowing. It kind of just comes to a really abrupt corner. It's a little weird. Pull that back a little bit. That's better. Yeah, it's okay. It's, I want it to curve a little bit better. I don't know why I care. I don't care. I shouldn't care because like this, it's not going to be in the way of this. These are all underground. All right, these two are going to be on this side. So we're just going to go and plug that in there. Far side, yep. And then you are going to go here on this side like so. And then you are going to go to there. And then you are going to go to there. All right. All of these get connected and built, right? And once that's done, we then have a good solid source of wind power that we can direct into town. Okay. So we'll need another transformer. We can put it on this side of the highway. I think that's fine. We can place it maybe over here. It's not going to be in the way here. We're not going to build anything here. So we'll place this right, maybe even closer. We can get it in right over here, actually. This would be more likely to not be building anything. I like it. We'll do it right here instead. And then we'll just hook it up to the road like so. Okay. Now we need our high voltage lines. We could go with the 4 megawatt, or we can go underground with a 5. And underground would be cleaner. So I think we'll just do the underground one. We do have to contend with another high voltage line, so we'll just have to go down a little bit. That's it. And then from there we can go across like this. And then we'll bring it up again and bring it into there. And there we go. So that'll give us our power from these wind turbines directed to this. And now we just need to plug this in. So I need some extra substations around here to help with the load of power that we're dealing with. We have 3 here. One of them will be that connection, but we're going to need more. So I'm thinking we want another one. I could put another one right over here. I think right here would be an okay spot. So we'll have one go there. And then we'll hook up to the existing ones from that point. So if I was going to redirect power from this wind, I would use, let's just do 145s because it's cheap-ish. I mean, they're all cheap anyway, right? So we'll have this supplemental power go in. Let's say, let's do it on that one. We'll put that one there. This one's gonna go and plug into that one right there. That's okay with me. And then we need one more on this side, and we'll have this come all the way over. And you know what? We're gonna actually connect it way over here. It's just extra power that we can use the wind for. And I know it's really long cables, but it gets us, this wind power can now supplement like right into the heart of the city for that. And I like that. So extra power being used for renewables. Now, if I come over to this area, we're already providing that, except -1 because this is directly powering the heating. And until I get extra power sources over here, I don't want to disrupt that. We also have the same thing happening here with this one. It's not hooked up, so it'll be directly providing power to these. As soon as these things get hooked up to that, then these will stop being a power source for this, and it'll just be this one then at that point. Although it doesn't look like that's actually happening. Which one is it? Maybe it's this one that's doing it. I think it is. Yeah. This is the one doing it. All right, we want this to be canceled for now. Just unhook it from there. And we're gonna say that you. No. I'm correct. No, I was right. It's not doing it in direct proximity. It's hooked up to wires, right? So it's this substation right here that's having the power fed to it from that one above ground. So yeah, this is still providing power to this. Okay, so we've laid in our plans for oil. Now, as long as we are producing enough fuel, and I mean, the supply is going down, but I think that's just because of the train. Yeah, the train is stealing more fuel from us. And look at how much that's worth, man. 81 tons of fuel is now worth 300,000 rubles plus. That's wild. I'm going to have you go ahead and make the run from there. And then we're going to swap this back to high priority there. So that this refinery is now going to exclusively pump fuel into this instead of that train. This train's route is going to get altered. And after you make that stop, I want you to just go back home over here. So there's that. What else can we do for this video? Real quick check on Zernowski's traffic, just really, really fast. Because I don't want it to get all locked up. I need to make sure it's not getting locked up. So in order to get this to kind of behave, which it doesn't look like it is, it's still lining up big time over here, man. I mean, I made 5. I thought I made 5 a really long light. It's got 15 seconds dedicated to only it. And then it's got this sequence in here. But I think this needs to be a lot longer then. So we'll make this a really long sequence. I think we'll double it to 30 seconds. So that only 5 goes for 30 seconds. And you know what? I might even give it a minute right now. Because it's just got a super long train of cars. So I had to play with one-way streets to make this work. So this is a one-way street heading up this direction. This one's a one-way street heading down this direction. Then we have this one, which is actually heading that direction. And then this one is a two-way, but only so that some of these cars who want to go over here don't take this because it's piling up. So I got this being a two-way because the traffic in it is relatively low. We don't need the 2 lanes. And I do every once in a while see cars turn left here, which alleviates some pressure off of this. This is queued for demolition, but I'm not allowing them to demolish it yet because I might need it later if I'm not done with my and trying to figure it out, right? So it's possible I change my mind on that later, and I don't want to have to rebuild it. So we'll just cancel the demo if I want to use it, or continue the demo if I don't in the future. Okay, so again, I don't want to focus on Zernowski today because we've done a lot of that for the last 2 videos. So let's head over. We're using helicopters for construction again. And I'm going to have my helicopters come over here and start working on these pump jacks. I want them to start getting some oil pumping over here and getting this stuff set up so that we can get the train to come have another source of oil. That'd be really nice. We actually have one little pipe done. How about that? Actually, we have several pipes done. This one's completely done all the way out to here and here. So they have been busy. They've been doing things. It's just gonna be a matter of prioritization now at this point. But they are able to get, looks like, yeah, getting us all up into here, which is good. And then I want them to also work on these, this, as well as this, and this. And if we can get these things done, I think we'll be in amazing shape. We'll even get Charlebinsk's construction crews to help us with these faraway things too. It's a lot more fuel for the trucks to come out here. But I don't actually know if it's more fuel or not. Wait, what's this? What's going on here? What's going on here? You're not connected to anything. Pretty sure you're supposed to be. I'm not sure how that happened, but you're going there. Yep. I'm pretty confident that's the solution there. Yep. And then we want the helicopters to continue that as well. It's a pretty important part of this to get it in here. And then we'll have all the other construction crews come out and help with this now. And labor is going to be provided by the helicopters anyway. So the trucks will bring resources. That'll take them a long time, but they'll come out here and do it. And it'll be good. But we have to wait for the helicopters going to be providing labor. Labor is still going to here, and there's just not enough workers. So I am going to be using, because I have the money to do so. I definitely have the economy to support this. And I've been on and off doing this for a while, but now I'm definitely going to be doing it. Workers are going to be from the border now. So these guys should all just pack up and leave now. They should all be lifting off and going to get foreign workers now instead. And that will allow us to speed up construction projects because we are having a hard time getting people to come over here and work. It's not a matter of workforce so much as like they have other jobs they'd rather do. They don't want to work here. They want to work like at the train station. Of course, there's nobody there now. They want to work at bus stops, right? They want to work at this train station. So we might need to move the helicopter construction office to be getting workers from like over here or something, which would be better. We have a power issue here. I'm seeing flickering lights. Not digging that. Let's take a real quick look at my power plants. We do have this now. This is done now. The underground wire all the way out to here. So this is these are all done. They're all hooked up, and they're all hooked up to this. So now this thing here should be theoretically being provided, this one at least, 15 megawatts of juice. And then we are changing this to 8. So this is being provided with 8. So now I can come over and I can start laying in extra cables and stuff to provide extra power all over the place. So we definitely want one of these to be a 235. We need as maximum draw on that as possible. So I'm going to have to go up. I think from here is probably a better place to do it, or a good place to do it. So we'll start like this. And we'll go, let's say, to there. I want to try to make as few poles as possible. We'll come all the way across the highway to here. That seems fine. We're going to want to follow the highway to, let's do it to like right here. That's okay. Yep. And then from there, we can go up the highway, follow the highway to right. Oh, come on. Light up green for me, please. No? Not gonna let me have it, eh? How about we go here? Well, I can always go behind this too, I guess, right? It won't look as clean, but if it works, it's worth it. If it works. It may not work, actually. No. How about going? I mean, yes, I can go up this side. I just didn't want to. But I think I will. Didn't want to. It's okay. Whoa, did I just click this? No, I can't click it for canceling it, so I didn't click it. So you are gonna go here now. And then you'll go up this side instead. And we'll get you... Yeah, we'll get you going up this side instead. There. That's fine. And then we just need to be a little bit conscious of where these roads are going to be. Because I have another road that's going here. It'll serve as a dead end, although I am thinking about connecting it to this side and letting it go like that. And then also having this road come up and having it connect here too, so that we have like a connection point there and there. So assuming that that's the case, we'll probably want to... Yeah, this is okay. I think that's far enough away to where we won't have a problem. And we'll just, you know, kind of manipulate a little bit to make as much space between these as possible. There we go. And then we'll just be in here. Here. And then hook it up to there. So that gives us the 2.35 into there. For the other one, I think, you know, we can just go a little bit easier with that one and just go underground. I don't really need to, although I've already routed the cables, so it wouldn't be that much of a burden to just do it, would it? Because we could just follow along the same line. Wouldn't be such a big deal, you know, stack them on top of each other. It's not super legit. Okay, we're kind of cheating a little bit doing that, but the game lets you do it. And I'm thinking it's going to be fine. Just think of it as upgraded power poles that have a higher capacity than the other power poles. Okay, these are like super poles. We researched them. Our brilliant communist R&D department, can't say that with a straight face. Our brilliant communist R&D department has come up with a grand solution that can double our capacity on these lines. Imagine that. We're so efficient that way, yeah. So get these built, and that will stop the flickering for sure. So we'll just go ahead and highlight those and get those going. That's going to stop all the flickering. And maybe we can have some helicopters participate. I don't think it's necessary. Now we'll get the labor in here too for that. All right, so the sports dynamo is completed. That means this winter these guys are going to have sports available to them. That's very good. And they can get in from this walking path right here. should be able to see them running there. Yeah, they're going to walk around and they'll get there. I think everybody can reach this building. Is that correct? Everybody can reach it. Yes. Even the police can reach it. Look at that. Even that parking lot down there can reach it. Oh, yeah. We have no problems. All these guys can reach it. Yeah. Sports Dynamo's in a great spot. Okay, good. Awesome. And then, you know, we'll have something else over here, too. Oh, and the other thing I was going to try to build here was like a little carnival, right? I said I wanted to have like a carousel in here and everything, right? So maybe we can go and get that going. We can have like the carousel be, how about right here, like this? I think, yeah. About there. That's pretty good. And then we can have some additional rides and stuff. Maybe have another one maybe over here. Now, these things don't work in the winter time, though. So perhaps we have something useful here that can work in the winter. Like these indoor pool. We have this pool over here, though. I mean, we have a giant sports complex here. But these guys can't reach it. And it's possible if we set the walking paths upright, or maybe just an underground tunnel. You know how I like those? Yeah, it's possible that we could get these guys to be able to reach this stuff, too. So, I mean, they have Sports Dynamo, but again, we're just going to... I think an outdoor carnival. I don't know. I'm trying to talk myself into this, but I think an outdoor carnival is a fantastic idea here. I think it's going to look really good. You have a little basketball, volleyball court over here too. You know, I'd put like a skate park or something, but that doesn't really fit with our theme as much. So we can put it like right here. It's not really lining up, but it wouldn't let me put it any closer. I think it's probably because of the electrical lines. Or it might just have to do with the carousel. It's possible that that's the thing too. We're going to have this go straight out. At least I was. Apparently I'm not. We're going to have it start here then, I guess. Right there. And have you go straight out. Yep. And you're going to hook up. I think like this is okay, right? It doesn't have to be like parallel to these roads or anything. It can go angled. It can be angled. That's fine. Yeah. With the street lights included. All right. So we'll have that be built as well. Let's go ahead and just let it run. And then on this side, still want that. Yeah. The outdoor carnival kind of thing. I like it. We're going to have one be like over here, like this. We'll have it angled in like this instead, actually. We'll go right about here with it. So people can have some fun. All right. Little surprise carousel right here. Seems good. This one over here too. Yeah. Spinning rides and stuff. It's going to be a fun, festive time. And then once this path is complete, we can lay in the extra roads that'll connect all these so that they can get built. And then it's probably a good idea to have like a monument of some kind. And I'm thinking right in front of this, we'll put a monument right here. Right off this road like this. All right, so we'll have a walking path that goes around like that. And then through the middle here. And then around here. And then over on this side, we could have another monument. We could do, I think just another red star. Do we have any red stars really close? I don't want to have too many red stars. There's one right there. And I think that's it. There's another one right there. So we could put another red star right here. Yeah, there's no red star in the immediate area. So you could put one right here. Right by the carousel. I'd put it like right here in the park, but it's going to get in the way of that. So I don't want it to get in the way. So now everybody can just stare at this magnificent red star as they come around, right? They'll be coming around here underneath on this side, and then they'll see the red star as they come up, right? I think that's great. And then this one can get built really quickly because this walking path is already completed. So I should be able to connect you right there. Yep, that's fine. All right, cool. And we'll get them to work on that as well. So lots of things to build. I should let it run. We've got plenty of money to pay for the foreign labor for it. So helicopters are running. Now it's just a matter of whether or not we can keep up with our fuel demands. And since I've told them to go over here and work, I told the helicopters to go over here and work too. They're probably going to not necessarily get on this as fast as I'd like. So I'm going to switch all the priorities for these to be higher priorities. And you should be connected too, shouldn't you? Right here. Underground to there. Por favor. Yeah, right there. Okay. And then we'll just have the helicopters, you know, work on this stuff too, because they can. We just need them to contribute anything they can to helping us have more oil coming into this refinery, because we have the workers now to do this. With that new area up and running, we now have the workers to do this. It becomes increasingly important to expand in meaningful ways, like increasing our raw resource supply so that we can use those workers more effectively. What's up, train? What are you waiting for? It's always steel, right? They're grabbing steel to take it up to the construction. I understand. We could probably get more workers. We need to get more workers down here. And that's, again, there's going to be a lot of stuff going on in Charlie Benz North for that too. And part of that is getting extra trains to bring Charlie Benz North people over and get them into this area as well. So there's going to be plenty of trains moving through here. It'll be a very busy area once we're done with it. Speaking of trains, I haven't done any track upgrades in a really long time. This entire stretch is electrified, but I would really like to get this stretch done. This stretch is like, this is my biggest fear stretch right here. Because it's where all my trains refuel. And so while I shut this place down, they won't be able to refuel. So I need to do one side at a time so that these trains can use this side to go that way, but then use this side to come back. And, you know, when they're on their way back, they can get refueled. Right? That's what I need to do to make this work. So we're going to go electrified rail. And we'll start with... I mean, the entire segment gets shut down if we do this, so we might as well just have the whole thing queued up, right? So why don't we remove that signal, that signal, that signal, let them go through there. It doesn't matter if we remove the signal because it's still a junction, so whatever. But if we don't remove it, then we have this tiny little patch here as one project, and I don't want to do that. So we'll remove that signal, and this one. And now this whole segment is one big segment. And then what we can do is we'll have this be a mixed signal. It goes like that, and a mixed signal that goes like that for now. And then we take this, our rail tool here, and we just say that we want to, what's going on with that? Can I get rid of that? Yeah. This extra one here too. Yep. We want to get rid of all these little extra bits here so we can have as few projects as possible, right? So we'll shut down that one. That's 1, 2. That's yep, this side right here. 2, 3. There we go. And that's that whole segment now. And then yeah, I guess we can just do this part too, right? Sure. We could do now let's wait on that. Let's not interfere with that. Okay, so now the trains will have to go that way to get over there. But on the way back, they can use the standard course. And when they use the standard course on the way back, they can stop by the refueler. And then once this segment is done, we'll then do the other side. And then that way they have to use the train to come back on this side, but they can go that way. And that's when they can refuel. So we just have to make sure that they always have access to fuel. And then we need to do this segment as fast as possible. We have 44 workers here. That's pretty good, right? We're assigning more workers here a lot faster. So this is a really good pace we've got going on here. We want to do both sides at the same time if possible. So see about doing that. There we go. And then the final thing then is to take really briefly so that this happens really fast. We want to have the rails being done really quickly. We will temporarily redirect all bus traffic to work here. And there's a lot of buses coming here. A lot of people getting dropped off here. So if I redirect all bus traffic for workers to the rail construction yard, we should get like 2, maybe even as many as 360 workers in this construction yard. And that will really speed up the rail construction as it goes and gets set up over on this side. We should see this happen a lot faster now because of that. All right. So I've showed you everything that I wanted to show you in this video. Let's let it run, and we'll see the results of our labor in a second. Okay, so it's November 6th. We're getting close to winter now, and we've got this rail here electrified between this intersection here and all the way out into this intersection here to these signals. And so we need to go a little bit further than these signals. We need to get all the way over this way and get to the other side of this intersection to about right here. Now, it doesn't have the symbols here just to easily see them because this is actually electrified. So we have power on this. So we don't just have the poles, whatever the hell they're called. I forget what they're called now. It's on the top of my head. I've said the name like dozens of times. My brain doesn't work right now. But we have the hardware in place. We just don't have the power provided to them. So once we have power provided to this, then this will go away. So there's a couple of things we can do for this. We already have power delivered over here. All right, we got this one hooked up, and we just need to electrify all the way out here. And once we get this electrified to this point, then it will connect to this, and then the whole thing will be electrified, which is great. We can also just keep electrifying out to this direction, which will connect it to. But I would think anyway, because this isn't bugging me, that if we can just connect this whole thing right here, if we just get these two sections done, which I haven't done yet because, well, I'm kind of scared to do it because these trains would get messed up. But if I can electrify these, I think the whole thing becomes electrified then, because this segment is hooked up to power as well. All the way out here is hooked up to power, at least to this point. This little crossover here is just a wooden track, but the rest of this is electrified from before, and it's hooked up to a source of power, which is right here, right? So we have all that done. I had to come up with another metal scrap storage to put metal scrap in again, and I'm going to try to take away as many of these metal scrap bins as I can. I'm down to just one left, and then everything becomes mixed waste again, which is what I'm looking for here. I need this to go away. We also obviously have all of these to build too, but I had them rush order this with the helicopters and stuff too, so that I could get that because this filled up. So it's going to become pretty important also to start figuring out what I can do with this stuff and get it around. But this metal scrap hopefully gets delivered into this building once we get this building done. And I could put helicopters on that, but like one thing at a time, right? Let's just focus things down and get things completed. And so that's what I'm focusing on here, is just getting this extra oil done. We do have some progress being done on this. So the pipe is getting worked on. The pump jack just has work days. Pretty much all this stuff is just work days. And that's my biggest expense right now, or my biggest new expense, is the workers, right? The workers on this stuff. We've already used 59.8 thousand. So almost 60,000 rubles on foreign manpower this month. And we're halfway through the month, right? So last month was 66.5 total. And this time, significantly higher than that. So we're gonna probably double that, maybe even to get into 6-digit numbers now on foreign labor. But it'll be worth it in the end, guys. I'm telling you, it'll be worth it in the end. I'm gonna wrap it up here, though. I think we've covered enough on today's video. We have power and stuff being pushed in here. It's a good thing I sent that because it's 204. So it's a good thing we did the maximum on that. This one's hooked up too. It's at 197. So again, another good pick to have maximum there. And then this one was always going to be supplemental power anyway. It says 219, but it was always going to be supplemental. And it's never going to get the highest amount anyway. So we can just have these work as they do. And we'll keep giving more of these substations, more power connections as we go. Maybe adding additional power substations as we build them too. We can also start to have even more connections from this side, but we want to be careful not to do too many because we also want these connections to start providing power to Charlevins North, at least once we start building it over here. And then the rest of this over here on this side will be covered by the power that's over in this side. So we will be buying power over here until we get our nuclear power plant set up over in this side, I think. And then this power plant will provide power to the entirety of Charlevins North, to Kurush Fields, all the way into Cernikova Farms, Zernovsky, all the way over here. They'll provide power to all this stuff. And then we'll eventually have all of that hooked up. And the nuclear power will then be providing power to everyone. And then, you know, the coal, we'll keep the coal plants on just so we can send power to the border with it because it's making us money. But the nuclear takes over and becomes our Republic's source of power from there. Okay. So electrifying rail, we're getting on it. It's happening. Just slowly, but it's happening. I did, before anyone says anything, I did go into my bus stop and say unspecified. So just like little tiny chunks of time being dedicated to electrifying rail. Okay. And then if I want this power source to be hooked up to us, which I kind of do, I suppose I should probably go in and make sure that the rest of this rail is electrified too. So not just there, but also this part here and also this part here, like that, right? This goes over. I don't know if the stuff is on the right spot, but it's fine. And then we're going to go all the way out to there with it, and then all the way over to here with it, right? Just make sure that we get these segments done as well. There's really no downside to doing that. We're not really using this side of the rail anyway. Not really. I mean, I guess there's a little bit of usage going in for brick, but I'm not getting in the way of that. I'm stopping my construction here, and they're going to go this way anyway. Well, okay, so I guess they do try to leave, and when they leave, they come out this side, so that is going to interfere here. This project will interfere, so we'll just have that be a high priority and get that done first. Big deal. So the winter is beginning. We should be great on the winter, though. It shouldn't be much of a problem here. And both of these are now tagged in, and then they'll just continue on until this part's electrified. And then we'll keep going out. We'll just do little bits of track at a time until we can connect the entire thing. All right? That's what we're looking for. All the helicopter work means harder to get fuel. I'm addressing that. I'm using the helicopters to address that. That's their main project right now, is hooking up more oil. In the meantime, we struggle a little bit, okay? we can bring in more oil from the border with this guy. All right, we could just say, you go away, and we'll even have this one go, and then we can take that away, and we just have you go back and forth. We'll have this train bring in our source of oil for a while until we get that under control. We have the budget to afford that. We've been buying. We have a very green budget, so we can afford that oil. All right. Zernovsky. What are we going to do with you? The grand experiment, right? The grand personal car experiment. What are we going to do? They're not locked up. It just takes a while, right? Like this guy's commute here. What's his commute so far? He's been in his car for almost 2 hours, like a little over 2 hours, right? And where's he off to? Where's he going? He's going here. All right. So he's been in his car for 2 hours. He's right here. But he's going there? Well, that don't make any sense. Unless you're going to a different one that I'm not aware of. It says you're going to this. But you already passed it. You should have turned right, buddy. I think you missed your turn. That's not my fault. All right. You missed your turn. That's your gig, not mine. I'm not sure what's up with that. Oh, you know what? You're probably... Well, I was going to say maybe you're turning right here and then you're going to turn... Because you can actually do that. You can turn here to get in here. This is a two-way street right here. This tiny little segment here is two-way so that these guys can come off this road and get into this parking lot. But... Or is it? No, I don't think that's the case. I didn't do that, did I? I don't see the arrow, so I assumed. No, I definitely did. I did that. Which doesn't make any sense, I guess. So we'll just do that and have the whole thing be one way. Yeah, there we go. So everybody needs to go here. You can't do this anymore. You have to turn right here if you're getting into the parking lot. That was the entire point. All right. I'm not going to spend any time with you guys on Zernovsky. I'll keep an eye on it. I'll keep trying to tweak things. I need to add a couple roads somewhere. I've been debating on just tearing this down and making roundabouts, but I just can't talk myself into doing so. It's because I know that if I tear down any of this, then the other side gets completely overloaded. And if that happens, then these guys don't get heat. They don't get fire coverage. They don't get health coverage. They don't get, they don't get anything because they won't be able to reach their destinations to work those buildings, right? So it is what it is. We've finally gotten back to 80% happiness, though. And, like, crime is on the list. Don't get me wrong. It's there, right? It was, like, 700 people, but now it's 3,200 people, but whatever, right? Crime is there, but our happiness is 80% now. Our government loyalty over 70%, right? 90% of our people have radios. 70+% of our people have televisions. And we're doing some great work on getting their loyalty up. I probably could go into maybe more cultural enjoyment, which would help their happiness level, right? We can do a little bit less propaganda, keep their happiness up, right? We can maybe do a little bit of that. We're already doing okay on raising the loyalty anyway, so let's give them some culture, right? And now we can just get that cultural benefit and that happiness benefit kind of passively through those two stats, so we're less reliant on physical buildings for people to come in and do it, right? And then I'm very close to wanting to try tourism to get tourists in here, right? At least into this area, because we do have quite a few tourist attractions. We're going to have these things, of course, but just the radios and stuff is going to be good. Palace of Communism is going to be here. But Charlottebridge North was really where my tourism plans were. But, I mean, I could still start it earlier, I guess. It's no big deal. I've got all the things pretty much solid. Real quick check on heat. It says capacity issues, too many connections, but not all your connections are occupied right now. Although this isn't as hot as I'd like it to be. I think I do need to look at, before we go, I think I do need to look at getting another one of these in here to help with heat again. It's kind of the same, like we're basically just jamming in two of these things in the same place, but I think it's worth it. I should do something like maybe trying to get it to light up green, and it's not doing it. Maybe I just put it right behind it. I mean, it looked clean, but I think it'd be a little hard to get the pipe in there. So I want to go in and do it here instead if I can. Just to add another one in pretty much the same spot, I think is a good play. We'll go right here with it, I think. Yeah, right here. And then we'll just add this little dirt road right there. There we go. And build. Everybody build that, right? And then I don't think this is too far away. We're going to have our heating pipes right here, the big one. We'll bring our heating pipe right along this. Let's just go F4 here. And we'll just run right alongside this pipe. I see no reason not to. Right alongside this. Yep, there we go. And then from here, we end up deviating from there to bring it over into that. That looks pretty clean. It doesn't quite... Oh, it doesn't look that clean, does it? Why did it... I wonder why it did that. Let's bring this back all the way from here. Yeah, I want to just ride alongside this thing, so... Yeah, bring it like back like that. There we go. And then this heating pipe. I want to follow this. Can we do this like exact, or is it something in the way? I think maybe those wires are in the way of doing that. It looks like that's the case. So maybe that's why it went a little wider. We'll just curve around it. Shouldn't be that big of a deal. It won't look too bad. We just have this electrical wire to contend with now. There we go. It's not that big of a deal. Yeah, and then I'll just go in like that. You know, it doesn't really matter. This has never mattered. None of this ever mattered. But I'm going to do it anyway. Yeah. All right. Just snake around right through there. So another heating pipe like that. And then with that being done, or once that's done, we're going to go higher priority here just to make sure we keep the heat on here. With you, and then we're gonna go, yep, there and there. And I think the helicopters they have their job. Their job is very important. We're gonna leave the helicopters to do their thing. But this is gonna bring it down to 82%, which will be great because we're gonna add some extra stuff right here too, and so that's gonna need heated. Okay. And then obviously with the university being here and the hospital being here, they need lots of heat. Let's go in and have advertisement campaign in Soviet countries. Needed though. Let's just do container standards. I don't really do much with containers. I haven't done much with containers, but we'll go ahead and have container standards. Let's make sure we're at least 73 government loyalty for employees, and all students have to be over 65, let's say, percent. 63% is fine. And we'll put like, let's say 30 people in here. Nah, let's do 50 people. So 50 people in here, and we'll start having these guys get edumacated. Yeah? Traffic jams. Probably Zarnowski. Sure is. Way over here. Yeah. I still have work to do over here. I got to figure this out. I got to figure out how to get the buses to stop blocking the entire road. And, you know, it might just be a mulligan. I don't know. I don't want to do that, but this was always an experiment. It's always been a test and a trial and error process to see if we can make this work. And mistakes were made. We can either work around them and say, hey, look, it works anyway, or we can tear down and redo. I haven't decided yet. Oh, well, that's it. Thanks for watching, everybody. I appreciate you. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.